Welcome to day 2 of our Creative Visionary Incubator. We're looking at confidence today. A lot of different things contribute to confidence, as you may well imagine. So we're going to look at mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, and how we can enhance our confidence by increasing all of those things. So physically, if you are blessed with a large stature and you were, really affirmed by your parents, you have a size and a presence that promotes confidence. And yet I've met many tall people, large people, that don't have confidence. So size isn't the only thing that matters here. Whatever your size is, your voice matters. And let's talk about the physical. So comparing and judging is the worst way to erode self-confidence. I was working with a client very recently who in her 30s was already a medical doctor, married with 2 children, feeling like, well, I haven't really done enough. Well, I'm not really that special. So we traced that back to an event in her childhood where she changed schools and it was a whole cultural mix. And as a child, she was emotionally imprinted with, I'm not very special. So please don't underestimate the impact that an event and a comment can have on any aspect of your life, even though you think, I can override that by positive mental attitude. Yes, that will help, but releasing that emotional component out of the body is not that hard, and yet the rewards of it are super, super important. Let me slow down. I'm getting so many thoughts rushing on this topic because it's so important, right? So physically, we can raise our confidence by doing jumping jacks, and I'm not going to stand up and get off camera right now, but there's that posture you can do where you can stand up and, hold your arms on your hips and kick your camera and all kinds of things. So you can raise your physical energy and your confidence by changing your posture. If you're slumping down, that's going to influence how you feel when you stand up. So yes, physically, there are things that you can do to raise your confidence. You can take a shower, you can do your makeup and hair, you can put on a nice shirt. All of these things are going to make you feel more confident. But on a more serious note, because y'all know, even though I like to be funny, I'm pretty deep. So physically, what else are we looking at here? Yeah, of course, if we're healthy, we're going to feel more confident because we have more energy. So always keep that health up. Spiritually, if you have a big faith that God, the universe, the higher power, the angels are holding you, that the universe is working for you and towards you and holding you up, you're going to have a sense of confidence that is more unshakable than somebody without faith. So keep the faith, baby. Mentally, the words you say to yourself and the pictures that you make are having a huge impact on your confidence. So if you have a running chatter that is self-critical, it's super important. It's of utmost importance to change the inner voice to be a supportive voice. Now, getting rid of that inner critic voice is a foundational piece that needs to be done. And I find that some people struggle with it and some people it's easier. You can, when you hear that voice saying, let's see, what did my older brother used to say to me? Like, oh yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But well, you know, whatever, worse than that, you know, something that'd be always like, oh, you're not so great, or you're too this, or you're too that, or you're not enough this, you're not enough that. When that critical voice comes up, you can use humor to say, hey, thanks for sharing. I feel so much better now. You can use humor. You can use threats. You can say, get out of here. You're not welcome. You can imagine that it's like a mean 3-year-old driving your car and you just say, get in the back seat. I'm the driver here. Whatever means you have to take that down. And I've actually had to do some spiritual interventions because of some critical voices clients of mine have had. It's like, you cannot have this voice talking to you this way anymore. So you can call on your spiritual guardians, strengthenings, and you can actually bind and gag that voice, which actually starts to become like a real figure, like a character in a movie that's like, you know, beating you up. You want to just bind and gag, ropes of light, put it in jail, send it off to another planet. And you can negotiate like it's an employee to say, okay, you've done this job long enough. Here's $1 million check to retire in the Bahamas. Use whatever means you have to get that critical voice gone, because comparing and judging is going to erode your confidence. And the truth is, however you are is enough. You are not a mistake. You are made the way that you are for a reason. And when we can value ourselves for the reason that we exist, I don't care if you're good at caretaking or cleaning or inventing scientific products or changing systems or designing, you know, new airplanes. It's all valuable. We are all necessary. We are all needed. You are valuable. You are necessary. Okay, so I want you to use positive words to yourself and positive pictures that support and enhance your value and any task you're up to. Use your positive words. Okay, so lastly, it's usually people's least important, and I always feel bad bringing it up again, but these emotional imprints that happen in childhood are just shocking, like the example I gave in the beginning. So I encourage you to do a timeline, and I know yesterday I said paper, but of course you can do it on your computer. I'm a very tactile person, so do it wherever you want, but I want you to put a timeline from in utero, because we are imprinted in utero. Whatever our mother is feeling, the baby experiences as her own. So if mom is feeling nervous about her abilities as a mother, if she's feeling uncertain about her marriage, or, you know, I've heard a lot of people, you know, I got accepted to law school and then I found out I was pregnant. It's a big dilemma. And the baby is feeling all of that in utero, feeling like I'm unwanted, I'm unimportant, I'm in the way, I don't matter. I mean, I have a teacher who always says, oh, you were born so happy and perfect. I'm like, yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff in there when we're born that, if we clean up, makes our life so much easier. Okay, so timeline. I want you to come up your timeline and think about things that happened that could be impacting, damaging your self-confidence. As a child, when parents get divorced, when we move schools, you know, if there's bullying, mean girls, write it all down and we will get to clearing these emotional blocks so that you can have your utmost confidence. And you know, courage helps confidence too, because when we have courage, we take action. And when we take action, it builds confidence. So quite honestly, I have more courage than I do have confidence. But another thing that helps confidence is knowledge. And I've spent a lifetime of studying all of these amazing personal growth tools that I am so excited to get to share with you, because as a creative person, as a visionary, I want you to feel embraced and welcomed in the world and in this group, and encouraged to drop into those deep, quiet spaces, maybe to meditate. I should put that on the schedule of how we can transcend into other realms and listen to God, listen to spirit of what we might be meant to be bringing through in the world at this time. Okay, so homework for day 2, timeline. Where were you impacted? You don't have to share this private stuff on our Facebook post, but I would love you to keep commenting and getting to know each other so that we have an alive room where y'all are meeting each other and interacting. So homework could be, what's one positive phrase you're going to use and say to yourself this week? Or you're going to watch your posture, or you're going to get your lipstick on, or your courage builders. Like, you can use anything. Like, you can have a power bracelet. There's so many ways we can build our confidence. And I want you to feel confident, courageous, and creative. Thanks so much for participating in this incubator, day 2. I look forward to seeing you on day 3.